Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is SCL0320. I'm back at again for an actual movie review. I am excited about this one because I never thought I would actually watch it. It's a funny story, which I don't know if I have enough time to tell, but I was probably going to see Interstellar again in IMAX, and the theater that I went and I picked the tickets, assigned seating. It was actually handicapped seating. I didn't know, so I was going to get my ticket back because it had already filled up at that point. And so they were like, well, you can trade out for another movie. I looked at it, I was like, Big Hero 6. So, without further ado, I'm going to give y'all a synopsis on Big Hero 6. It's been developed by Disney, but they are using Marvel characters. So, I did not know what to expect from this movie. I've heard great things about it, but I had no idea what to expect from it. So, the synopsis reads, the special bond that develops between plus-size inflatable robot Baymax and prodigy Hiro Hamada, who teamed up with a group of friends to form a band of high-tech heroes. I fell in love with this movie. I'll go ahead and go like I normally do. The CG in this one and animation, it reminded me of some of the things I've seen like DreamWorks, the present stuff that they've done. But more than anything, I think I was thinking about Incredibles. Incredibles, to me, was a flagship for Marvel to look at Disney like, okay, they can do this right. You know, if we gave them something in an animation form or CG form, that they would be able to do it the best way, you know? And they did. Like, the CG is just so immaculate. The action sequences, when you see the heroes of the story, which I'm not gonna even describe any of the characters, you love them immediately just because each one of them has their own personalities, each one of them have their own gifts and their own strengths, but the way that they're applied to the effects and the CG is just action-packed on top of action-packed. And then you got, like I said, the robot, the lovable robot, and he's so bubbly and like he's so expressive in his interactions, but he can articulate things without you actually seeing anything on his face. It's just the way they did the sound editing on top of how they actually did the CG. It's believable, you know. And I think that they've made a large leap with CG movies now, such as like Pixar, what they've done with making you feel like you really emotions. Like there's something that really happens in the beginning of this movie, and it really kind of takes your breath away in the sense of like something really sad, and the expression of how they do it and the set pieces and the scenes, it's just done really well. But I mean, even the soundtrack, I really like the soundtrack for this one. I don't know any of the songs, but they were really hyped up, they're really action-packed, they're really homey, but then when the scenes where it's really sad and really like expressive, they express it very well in every way. I'm trying to think of everything that I saw. It was just so many things, because there was a certain point where you actually are in kind of like an interstellar moment where you're like going between like uninhabited space or like a black hole kind of feel, and just when you're in it, when you see it, like, I'm not gonna tell you how it gets to this point, but when you're in it and you actually see the detail of everything around, it's just amazing. I really wish I would have saw this in 3D, but the CG, the music, and just the feel of the animation in itself, because I think that's something else that most people don't review, is like how well the CG animation is actually done. Like, is it points where it's kind of like back and forth where it doesn't feel believable, or is there points where it kind of slows down as far as the CG progression or the animation? No, this one's just on point every step of the way. So I had to give that a 10 out of 10. As far as the actors in it, the actors, some of them are no names. I mean, Baymax is done by a person named Scott Adsit. Hiro is done by Ryan Potter, which I don't even know what he's played in. Everybody else there, I think Jamie Chung is the only one that I know, and she plays the role of Gogo, which I actually really like her character. I thought her character was really cute. But nah, everything that she does is really awesome. Let's see, you got Damon Wayans Jr., which we all know. He plays Wasabi. And there's a lot of other characters in this one, but I think, who's another one? There's a lot of funny actors in this one, but nobody like really big named. Robert well, James Cromwell plays Robert Callahan, who kind of is a protagonist and an antagonist in the sense that you don't know his agenda. But it really centers around Hiro. Hiro is the main character that tragedy befalls, but at the same time, he's a genius. I mean, this kid can do anything and everything. And the way that he brings everybody full circle through the help of this little robot is just really magical. And the way that he plays the role in that, when you see him like with the action sequences and when you see things that happen, they had to have put a lot of effort into the acting and the expression. I'm not sure if they did like motion cap. I don't think they did. I think they probably had him like doing like expressions of things like, oh wow, you know, but he really was on target with every single motion. A lot of times child actors, they're really good at like screams and their cries and like excitement, but it's rarity where you actually kind of feel like the emotion through the motion cap. And I mean, that's why Andy Serkis is so beautiful at like CG element stuff. But even like the role with Scott Adsit did with Baymax, like I really liked the character Baymax. I didn't think I would, but he was just hilarious. And there's a lot of jokes that are in it where like some of them can be implied like, oh well, there's one point where Baymax loses battery life and he's like, he's drunk really. And like the things that he's doing is just really funny and really expressive, you know. And there's a real concern where Baymax is worried about Hiro at one point, and some of the things that he says, it's just, it touches the heart really well. And I mean, that can only be done through great acting. Everybody else, they really kind of play the role very well. I mean, like the characters that are the alternate heroes, each one of them have a different separate personality, and they're lovable characters. Like I would love to see these characters every Saturday morning on a cartoon series. Like quite honestly, I think that Disney's defeating themselves if they're not making this an actual series, or even a comic book series if it's not already. I think it is a manga or a cartoon series, but if it's not like an animated series, like they are defeating themselves. I mean, this movie I think made bank. #1 box office the first week it was out. Second week I'm not sure. But I mean, I really like this series. I really do like the way that they're going with this animation. I think they should really make another one, but I think they have the opportunity of doing something really good with doing this on a live television side. I'm trying to think of what else. So the story, I mean, well, first of all, okay, the acting in it, all around I really liked everybody's acting. I can't give it a 10 just because, I mean, this isn't a dramatic, like epic, Oscar-worthy kind of thing, but at the same time, everybody did their role very well. And it's really lovable characters, and they brought them to life very well. I mean, the characters that are, the actors that are doing it, I wouldn't believe that they're the actors that are actually doing it. And so if you can trick me into believing that you're a whole other character through your acting, then you're doing a good job, you know? So I have to give it at least an 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed each person with their way they portrayed their roles. As far as the story is concerned, the story is just an action-packed, coming-of-age family story. The family element comes in where how the heroes come together, how they come to being, based on tragedy, based on gifting. I mean, each one of these characters, I think one of the central cores of this movie is that everybody has something that can be expressed out of hurt or pain that can cause great things to come. And at the same time, like, a lot of people, they don't realize what they are gifted at. Like, I know for me, like, I'm gifted at computers and stuff like that. But at the same time, I never would have guessed, like, I'd be up here talking with y'all doing, like, reviews and, like, interaction and community and doing, like, video production. Like, those are things that I didn't think that I would do. But the reason why I did is just from an interaction, something that happened that triggered it. And each one of these characters, they have like a gifting in technology. And what they do with that technology in the sciences and just the personalities is just a beautiful thing, and how that transcends everything throughout the scope of the movie. And they come into their own, especially Hiro. But his brother, Toshida, he is the heart and soul of the movie in a sense, because the ideals that he places in Hiro and in the other characters really pulls the movie in so many different ways. So I really like the way that they used him as a front runner to push everybody into what they're supposed to be. And most heroes, they go through tragedy before they come into their own. I don't know why that is, but something about the motivational sense that to do the right thing, even in spite of what you've done or what's happened to you, is a good sense to doing the right thing, you know, versus some people that choose, they're like, okay, you did this to me, I'm gonna do something back, you know. It's the push and pull kind of thing. But the way that they play the story, it's just done so well, and you can bring any kid into this movie and actually see it. There's a lot of action sequences that are really kind of scary at times. I know for kids would be, but for like a young adult or anybody that's like their teens, they're gonna just love it. I mean, I think even adults, if you go and look at this movie with your kids, like, you're gonna be excited with it. But if you look at it just with any kid that actually just wants to see it by themselves, they're not gonna be like too like, oh, what did I see? You know, it's a really wholesome family movie, and the way they did it, it was just so elegantly done. I mean, I'm not saying this movie was better than Incredibles. Incredibles is still one of my favorites, and I'm looking forward to Incredibles 2. But this one is actually up there now. Like, I understand why so many people gave it really high acclaim reviews. But yeah, definitely go and check out Hero 6. You're definitely gonna enjoy it with your families and with your friends. Yeah, my overall review for Big Hero 6, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. Like, this as a whole, as far as the movie is concerned, in the realm of Pixar movies and animated movies, and just family movies, like, it's really well done. I really enjoyed it. I guess all around, I'll probably give it maybe like a 8.0. I mean, I think that they could have probably left like a couple other things, but they, wait, no, I give it 8.5. Only because after the credits stay, because one of the characters in this, he is the son of somebody really important that you will know. And it's just so hilarious how it all unfolds. So definitely check that out. But anyway, SEL0320 signing out. Have a good evening, good night, good day. Stay warm, everybody. Deuces.